Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Garden of Ethan. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm a little bit further back than usual. Still probably screaming as much as I usually do into the microphone. I've realized that while editing recently, I love the podcast because I get to do my behind the scenes sort of bits. I get to talk about things I've been thinking recently about what I'm doing. But I'll start my intros and I'll look at the volume levels and I'll be like, have I been eating the microphone? I should really you know what? We're gonna see. Do let me know, because I'm gonna put that back a bit, because I feel like for some reason I'm well, I've got to be next to the microphone or it's not gonna pick me up. But I think with the rate and volume at which I talk, I think we'll be okay. But yeah, I've just been I'll look at when I open my editing software. I'll be like, the intro portion, my voice, the little I don't know what they're called, the little thingy, seismograph, is so much taller than the rest of it. I'm like, what the hell's going on? B, I'm away further back because I'm trying to stay away from the light, just because the light I use is very bright and makes me very warm. And if you could reach through the camera and wipe my forehead, you would know why. It is stinking hot. It is so fucking hot. It is rancid, and I am currently in hell. I don't do very well with the heat. You know, I am as pale as it can be, as white as can be. Heat, sunshine, no thank you. Take me to you know what? I don't love the cold. I'm more of a cold person than a hot, but I love just a plain, a fine day. You know, a day where it could be you could wear shorts or pants. It doesn't really, just a very average day. Love it. Fantastic. And as I've been saying, all the shirts I had left have been long sleeves. So this one's rolled up. I feel like I'm very blokey in this one. I don't know if that translates, but I feel like I haven't wore this. Also, you would think it kind of looks denim-y. I don't know if it picks up on camera. I don't think it is. It's just made to look that way. But it was the only thing because I'm wearing a singlet on underneath. So I was I need something that's just a bit lightweight that I can have open so I don't have to sweat. Quite literally, maybe I should have shaved because that's probably adding heat to my... Everything has been hot. Do you know when it's it's been... I don't know what it is currently. It's probably oh, it's going down because we're in the afternoon, but it's been the last 3 or 4 days have just been 34, the same sort of just intense heat. It doesn't really drop that much at night. There has been no air movement. It's not, we usually if it gets a bit cooler, we'll open up the doors to let some cool air in. That hasn't been happening quite literally at all. Doesn't exist. The airflow, my hair's slowly becoming flatter because I'm just sweating more and more. I feel like I'm doing a weird I don't know, older movie cosplay. You know what I mean? The denim color, the slicked back hair. But quite literally sweating from every pore in my body. Today I was doing my general work editing and stuff, and I was just sitting there and been I can't really think because all I can think about is how warm I am. And I know there's probably warmer. And this is the most boring topic of conversation. I'm sorry, but I am in immense heat. I probably am losing weight just as I sit here sweating. It's the newest health craze. It's just being warm. Well, that's what a sauna is, right? You oh, actually, I don't know what a sauna is for. I was isn't it sweating out? I don't know. I thought it was losing, but now I'm saying it and I'm thinking, does that actually sound really fucking stupid? And now I'm reevaluating myself. But I had to talk about the heat. I'm also hoping the fans are not getting picked up. But the house I live in currently is... There's no real fan, ceiling fans or air conditioning. It's also a brick house with double glazed windows. So basically once it gets hot, it is hot quite literally until like days after the heat subsides outside. So it's a really fun time. I spend my days lying on the ground, just hoping it'll end. I'm just a big little bitch. Like, I'm not good with discomfort. I am in some things, but like this sort of thing, I'm just like, nah, let me go. Send me to the afterlife. I'm done. Let me enter the endless void because I can't take it. Anywho, I'll move on because I know heat topic ain't the most interesting thing, but it has been all consuming, especially today. Whew. Ooh. But speaking of, I like write a list and then I'm like, well, I'll stick to that topic of the order of what I talk about. And then I go, well, I can segue easily into something and then go, but my list is now screwed up. But, speaking of the house I live in, I will be moving in a couple of weeks. That will be fun. That will be interesting. Don't know when the first video of when I'm in my new place will be, but look forward to that. It's a scary and a weird thing moving, and it's just like that. It's one of those things of like, I'll be living by myself, so that'll be a new experience. There's a chance I want to try vlogging more, and I don't know how. I said vlogging more, like I've literally done it at all. But I think that could be fun because like I live with a housemate currently, my best friend. So even though I feel comfortable, no, not really filming around him, vlogging would have been like, I would have been absolutely too self-conscious. I think someone commented, and forgive me, I forget who commented it, but I remember reading it and they're like, oh, you should like go out if you run out of shirts and like vlog and buy some more shirts. And I was like, I would love to. That would be fun content. The day I get a camera out in public and vlog, I'll be astounded at myself and not like cringe myself to death. I love the confidence other people have in it. Sometimes I watch people, I'm like, should we be vlogging that in public? Like, is this what the world has come to? But most people that vlog in public, I'm like, cool. You're fine. You've just got a lot of confidence. And I love that for you. It just is not the life for me. I don't think I could do it. It makes me fucking ill to my core. The thought of just being like, I have such a like, when I'm out and about, when people are around me, I barely like talking too loudly because I'm like, what do other people think? I'm just a very like anxious person, and everything that anyone else could think or say about me will devastate me. And the thought of picking up a camera and be like, sup, just drives me over the edge. I think it would be funny to watch how scared I would be, but I don't think I can get to that stage. But I'm like, oh, if I'm in a place by myself, like, you know, I could vlog a bit, that would be fun. I literally only in my place. Maybe I could give it like a small house tour, but like, probably not. But at least I could like pull out and be like, talk about things. We'll have a different location for the pod. I don't know where that will be currently, but it's exciting stuff. It's also scary because I've only moved. I lived with my parents till I moved to this place. That is the first time I ever moved, and I didn't have to. Well, I did move a decent amount of stuff, but it wasn't like the most amount of stuff. And I was like, I haven't ever moved, and now moving like by myself. Obviously, I have my family and friends who are lovely and will help me. Well, I mean, a couple of them haven't really agreed to it, mainly my parents, but sorry to them, they will be helping me, whether they like it or not. But it's a lot of work, and then you get there and you want to start making the place at home. I've already been looking at like picture frames and stuff, and like figuring out like how I'm gonna like do my decor, because I have a lot of knickknacks, a lot of crap. I'm like figuring out where they'll be, how much will be where, what will be where, you know what I mean, like how I'm like visualizing it, because as I love my nerdy self, obviously this isn't my backdrop for all my videos, but I was just like, with the rest of my like place, I don't want it to be like, nerd central. I want one room that looks like, you know, a store that you could go to and actually have a plethora of stock for nerdy items. But the rest of the house, I want it to be like tastefully nerdy. You know what I mean? Half nerd, half chic, possibly. No, chic's a bit much. Nice, clean, and like trendy. Maybe a little trendy, you know? But that's really exciting. And I'm also saying these things of this week, not a lot has happened. So we're just having a fun talk about what's coming up. What's coming up for you? What's going on? Anything interesting coming up in your life? Because this is what I was like, I don't have anything to talk about, but I have some interesting things coming in the coming week. So I've got moving, which obviously is going to be, whether or not interesting or not, it's going to be a whole thing. There's going to be things, there's going to be lots of feelings, lots of emotion. I feel like moving is a very emotional process, whether it's kind of at the forefront or not. I feel like moving in to this place was harder, like, for my parents, because, you know, I'm an only child and their first child is moving out of home. And kind of once that happened, it's kind of like, he might not ever be coming back. Who knows? I might go back to there eventually, one point in my life. You know, it's fun. My parents, like, cook well, and I enjoy the food, so wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But, you know, you never know what's coming down the line. But that was, like, emotional for them, I think. And then now it's like I'm moving on my own, which is going to be a whole, like, journey, like, learning how to do that. Because I feel like I'm very used to, especially being an only child, being on my own. I'm pretty good with my, like, being with myself and just, like, at my own thoughts, which is a godsend because this is how I chose to do it. Also, like, I wanted to live on my own so I could, like, focus heaps more on, like, filming. I feel like vlogging would be cool. I feel like that will be great if I get lonely, because I just, like, I chat to y'all and that's fun, and y'all leave comments. And again, I feel like I've said this once, I've got to say it again. I am the slowest replier to literally anyone. I'm sorry if I am slow at replying to comments. I try my absolute best, but I'm one of those people who, you know, when you get a text or a message and you're like, I'll reply to it, and then you wait a day, and then you overthink it, and then you think, oh my god, it's been too long. And then you think, oh my god, it's been too long, me thinking it's been too long. And then you snowball, and then you slowly get around to doing it. That is me with everything. And it has been me for the last, 10 years with all my friends and family. So it would never be, I don't want to reply. It's my craziness jumping in. So though I always do read them, but I try to get towards them and add a nice reply. I try my best. I don't even know where I was. Oh yeah, but vlogging and talking will help with the loans. So also I want to stream. That's something that I really want to do going forward. I don't know if my podcast demographic, which hi, love you all. If you're here for all the podcast episodes, we're our own little thing. I like what we've got going on. I love reading the comments on the podcast, everyone that leaves them. So fun. I really enjoy them. I feel like it's cool. Sometimes I'm like, I know y'all. I was like, we talk, I hear what you have to say. We're like a little group. I was like, I know what's going on in everyone's lives, what's been happening. But it's really fun. But yes, I want to start streaming, which I think could be really cool. Because obviously, I don't know how much anyone looks at my entire channel. I love playing video games. So I think that would really be cool. And some live content, which should be crazy. It's a very interesting thing to think about. It's something I've always wanted to do. I always want to do this. I've started and it's a process and I absolutely love doing it. And streaming is one of those things that I want to jump into. And I think living alone gives you the confidence for that, because I don't make a fool of myself in front of anyone in real life that I live with. It's just to random strangers on the internet. I keep saying how weird and anxious I am, and then I have to remind myself that I do put me being an absolute dumbass on the internet close to 7 days a week. I would say my upload schedule has been pretty good. I've been trying for one a day. I try my absolute best. I think I need to stop doing that because I'm not getting burnout. I just want to make sure I love everything I put out, even though sometimes the editing's a little shoddy. Like, I'm not the best. I was raised in a very low technology household. I'm still learning things, but yeah, it's one of those things where I was like, maybe I should take a day off every now and then. Also, with moving, I'm going to have to get another job to, support paying for more things, especially by myself. So I'll need maybe a day to like just be like, I'm gonna not upload that day. But I don't think anything else should change. Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? That's the crazy thing. I'm just like, well, maybe I shouldn't guarantee anything. But upcoming, we'll move off the moving topic to move off moving. What else have I got up this coming up? And this will be the main focus of the next podcast. Got to stop jumping in there. I'm going to Taylor Swift this week. Is that exciting to anyone else? No. Am I excited about it? Fuck yeah. I am so hyped. I am so excited. My friends and I are currently, if you don't know, and I don't really know either, but at Taylor Swift concerts, you make friendship bracelets and you swap them with people. So I'll be doing that, which is fun. My friends and I have been making it for the last, month maybe. Only one night a week. We don't make that many. A couple of my friends have got really good at it. I would say I'm a very artistic person. Beading and friendship bracelet making is not fucking up my alley at all. I do not like it. I'm not very good at it. And I think it's because I don't like what I make. I just hate it more. But we've been doing that. We'll be working on our costumes over the next couple of days. I've got literally, can you even, that's really hard to see, but sequin letters to stick onto things. I've got crowns here, but fun fact, that doesn't look bad. I was going to say, with my hair, a crown doesn't really work that well because they're hard to see. Also, crowns, especially metal ones, which I feel like are better because they will hold, don't fit on your head very well. See, it makes my hair look flat and I look literally dumb. And so I was like, okay, I'll buy a nicer crown. And I was like, I look like I'm at the worst bachelor party in existence. So the crowns might be vetoed for my costume, but either way, my friend and I'm going 2 nights. One of the nights we're doing Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, which is Miss Americana is one of her songs, and her documentary, which if you haven't watched, I'm pretty sure it's called Miss Americana. Fantastic documentary. I cried. I loved it. But that is very exciting. Gearing up towards that. I've been excited for it for so long. And feel like it just, rapidly came up. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, Taylor Swift is in, practically years. And now it's here, and it's crazy. Sabrina Carpenter is opening, which I'm fucking equally excited about because she is amazing. If you haven't listened to any of her music, very fun, very, dancey pop. I love... I was going to actually... I didn't decide against it, but I was like, not for this week. Even though I didn't have anything, I had things that I wanted to talk about that are coming up. You know what I mean? In a crazy way. But I get why this podcast would be so hard to listen to. I jump around so much. At least I'm self-aware. You know what I mean? Also forgot where I was going. Got it. After last week, and I enjoyed that. Talking about hot men, maybe we should just do that more often. Every week. Who's hot this week? But I was thinking about doing my fave babes of 2023. Doing, giving some love to the ladies out there. And I was thinking about it. And I was like, I won't. And then I was like, oh, I could do just singers and talk about who I'm listening to. And I was like, I could do a monthly favorites every now and then. So let me know if you want the fave babes or who I'm listening to, which could just be normal topics, or a monthly favorites, which I don't know if would be that interesting because I swear I do the same thing every month. I'm not very much of a change person, but let me know what you'd be interested in seeing. But Taylor Swift is coming up. I'm so excited. It's crazy because I've never really been to that many concerts. I've been to one, that's it. Aurora, my like other equally favorite artist. That was the most brilliant night of my life. So it's amazing that I get to go to Taylor Swift. I'm very lucky that I got tickets. I'm very excited. And like crazy, her boyfriend just won the Super Bowl. So that was a thing. Sports. We like sports. I'm dressed manly. Sports. So that's coming up this week. And I've got to keep reminding myself because it doesn't feel quite real yet, but I'm quite excited. Speaking of the list from last week, I wrote one thing down that I was like, do I want to talk about it or is it strange? And I don't know. I was like, how am I going to do this? Because this exposes me. I am not the biggest Instagram user. Like, I'll use it to like post a picture now and then, like not that interesting. But I'll just like see what, it's more to be like, what are my friends doing? Because when I post a lot for this, and like if I want to post like a picture or stuff for like, for my YouTube channel and like career. Yeah. I'll do it for Twitter. So like Instagram's I follow up. I, search like a celebrity every now and then. It's not as much. I don't use it as much as I used to because I'm already posting a lot. But my Instagram Explore page is really an Instagram male whore page. And I will elaborate. It is all, you can really tell who I am by my Instagram Explore page. It is kind of just like all shirtless men. And I don't know how it got to this place. Like, I don't know how it ever got there, but it is there. And now I kind of never want it to go away because it's fun. Like, I get to look at it, I'm like, wow, hotties. And maybe I'll add a screenshot. Maybe I won't. But with, it's just like gym bros, men from like TV shows and movies, all happen to be shirtless, all looking fantastic. Yes, I don't know. It's my algorithm. I didn't put them there, I guess. But I've been getting a lot of these like celebrity fakes of like AI generated images. And they started with like Shawn Mendes. And I've been through a lot of them. And if I have a couple, I'll put them up. They're kind of like fucking wild. But I kind of enjoy, not in it's crazy because it's not in a weird like sexual way that I think that most people enjoy them. And obviously AI versions of already attractive people are going to be even more attractive. I understand they look attractive, somewhat uncanny valley, like not real, but they do look attractive and it's some of my favorite. But I'm like following these weird storylines of the people who are making and posting these things. So it started with Shawn Mendes and it was like him and Justin Bieber, and they're like in a relationship, and it's like them, I don't know, like kissing at the beach, holding hands. And then I like clicked on one and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And then it's like him and Justin Bieber at the, in the back of a car, him and Justin Bieber like at a waterfall, and I'm like, am I following this fake journey of a love story? I was like, what is even going on? I was like, who is making these? I kind of find it hilarious just because I'm following this like fake marriage between a fake Justin Bieber and fake Shawn Mendes. I'm just like, this is the most random shit I've ever seen in my life, but I'm invested where they are. I was like, last week they're in a picnic. I was like, what's going on? There are way more like sex, like there are some very sexual ones. There's like ones of them like in the back of like a car with like handcuffs, or like I saw Timothy Chalamet getting like kidnapped. I was like, what is going on? Because this is I'm really exposing myself. But I was like, I didn't choose. It's just because I keep clicking on the Shawn Mendes and Justin Bieber ones that I keep fucking seeing it. And maybe it's because I talk about different like male celebrities. My phone hears that. I know you fucking hear me. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you, my phone. Stop eavesdropping because you scare me. I just can't, like the last one was Tom Holland and Justin Bieber in a relationship. I think I screenshot a couple of those because I wanted to talk about the pod, but I was like, this shit is absolutely fucking wild. It's kind of hilarious, but it's also like, it is that weird thing of like, these are like fakes of real people. Like I've gone on one of the like AI sites and I've put, if I have them, I'll put them up, hopefully reminding myself. But I've done that and had like my like AI generated images, and they're wild. And I feel like I'm like, at the moment, I'm like, I wouldn't have a problem with me, but like I could imagine like actual celebrities, like I like making my own, but actual celebrities that like get thousands of made, even like lower celebrities, like no, they're not like lower, but you know what I mean, like the varying people that get like AI images made of them, and there's probably just like hundreds of thousands of them out there, and it's absolutely crazy. But it's just a weird hole, like I fell down and was like, I have to talk to someone about it. And y'all are my people that I talk to these things about. Actually, granted, this one is I talk to a lot of people about because I find it wild. The only other story I have from the last like couple of weeks is inner city driving, because I did it I don't do it often, and I did it the other week, and I wanted to talk about it. I don't know where y'all live, but I'm assuming if you live near a big city, you try not to drive in there very often. Unless you're a normal driver and not an anxious person, because I freak out. But the other night I went to, it was my friend's birthday, and they wanted to like, they were like, yeah, let's go to this bar. I'm like, okay, cool, it's your birthday. Usually I'd be like, I don't want to go out. But birthday, I was like, okay. So I went to catch the train line's down. Went to catch another one, train line's down. It was like a bus replaces it for a certain bit. And I was like, I won't get there on time. It takes so much longer to get back. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to drive. So I drove. It wasn't really into the city. It was like outer city suburbs, but they're also horrible. And it's just so busy. Luckily, I was at a time where it wasn't that busy. But this isn't the longest story, but I just had to get it out there to express my stress of inner city suburbs, because it's horrible. And I'm like driving up. The whole drive there wasn't that bad. I think I'd like done a certain trip before. I was like, I'm fine. I called mum. I called dad a couple of times actually to like let my stresses out. And I had to find a park. I like got close and I was like, okay, I'll just turn down this street, because it's a street with houses. So obviously that's where you park, because I've only lived in semi-outer suburbs. So I'm like, yeah, all streets have heaps of parking on it, because why would people be parked there? I turn into this tiny little street. There's fucking no parks, people everywhere. I realize I'm in a one-way street. I've turned in. I saw a sign at the start, but I was like, I didn't know what it meant. It had like times. I didn't know what time I was in. I was in a one-way street. All the people were like parked the way I was driving, but I think all the arrows were pointing my way. Someone was coming at me. Luckily, I had like room to like park on the side. I was about to like break down and cry. I was like, I don't know where I am. I am scared. I hate this. I'm just a nervous driver. And I was like, I don't know where I am. I'm turning around. I'm going home. I'm on these tiny little streets. I'm like parked on the side of the road, like not parked because you couldn't find any bloody parking. I'm on my phone, like zooming in, like where's places to park, texting my friends. I'm like freaking the fuck out. So basically I can't handle many things that adults have to go through. Driving, parking, hot days. Yeah, we really see how useless I am. But I was like, oh my god, this is not what I'm used to. I parked like under a bridge, like streets away, because I was like, it's the only place I could find to park and hopefully don't get a ticket. I rang dad. I was like, what do you think? Will I get a ticket? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, let's pray. And I like walked in there. And I was like, in an hour and a half, I'm leaving. I've had a day. I spent 5 minutes trying to get a park, and I'm out of here. And I love that my friends are supportive of me. They're like, don't worry, you don't have to stay that long. It's great you made the effort. And I was like, obviously, because it's your birthday and, you know, you're my friends and I care a lot about you. But I'm getting to that. And this goes back to that last a couple of podcasts ago when I was like, am I too old to go in clubbing? This is only a bar, but I get out and I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to pay for drinks. I don't want to get drunk. I'm driving home. I'm like, I'm just here for like a small vibe and then leaving. But that is basically it for this week. I didn't have the most to say, but I wanted to talk about like the things that I had, well, a couple of those fun little stories, the like celeb fakes on Insta and inner city driving, which was just like one of those things where I just can't handle things, plus the heat. But I think it's just exciting to like talk about like the moving and Taylor Swift, because they'll be upcoming for the next couple of weeks. Do let me know if you have any information, because well, moving will be in a couple of weeks. I don't know when the podcast on that will be out. Also, like, there'll probably be some random days where different videos don't come out. I don't know how busy or strenuous it is going to be. But let me know if you have any questions for the next one about, well, any of this or anything in general, because I love to engage in, you know, answer or talk about anything y'all want to talk about, but also more specifically like Taylor Swift, her concert, because it'll be next week and I'm very excited for it, and it'll probably be the main focus of what I talk about. So if you have any like thoughts or things about that, let me know. Hopefully next week won't be as hot and I won't spend like the first 10 minutes complaining about it and sweating and touching my, like, quite literally I am watery. I am quite literally watery. Other than that, I really hope you have enjoyed this week's one. A bit all over the place. I'm a bit frantic at the moment, but again, blame it on the heat. But I hope you have had a great time and enjoyed. I hope to see you in the next one.